Ó, minha panela, fiz o chá antes de dormir, né? Ela ficou a noite toda esfriando. Acordei hoje e tomei, né? Ó, tá vendo isso aqui, ó? Ó, isso aqui, ó, é a seiva, a terebintina. Tá vendo, ó? Ó, olha, tá vendo? Isso aqui que ela solta, isso aqui que persegue parasitas. Ó, ela fica com a seiva dela, sobe. Tá vendo? Que tem umas manchinhas assim, ó. E todo mundo fala, que é aquela coisa grudante? É o que vai matar os parasitas. Quando você pega nela, fica com a mão colando, né? Hã? Olha lá. Ó, olha pra cá, ó, tá vendo? Olha o que tem de nutriente aqui. Tchau que eu vou tomar meu chá.
If you want to deactivate the graphene or the ferric oxide or the copper or the gold, whatever they're using as a biosensor or as an antenna, to deactivate it, you hyperperfuse alkalinity into the blood. And when you do that, it pushes out through hydrostatic pressure. It pushes that excess out into the interstitial fluid, and you deactivate this antenna. At a pH of 8.4, it doesn't function. And the only way you can do that then is test it by testing the urine. So testing daily and monitoring and managing the interstitial fluids of your body, you can then deactivate all this micro and nanotechnology and literally turn it off while you're trying to get it out of the body. And you probably have some thoughts about how to get it out of the body. I know I do, but I'd like to hear your position on this.
Well, I mean, this is why my protocol is working because I've got enough combination of the right combination of things, including, salt isolates or derivatives. And basically by putting these super nutrients and this protocol in orally, ingesting it, not injecting anything into the veins, but just taking it into your body, it's sufficient. When you know the right combination of things that work to disable this system, and you get enough of a combination of these things, then yeah, it expels all poisons, all toxins from the body. I have experienced, okay, so basically every person who's inoculated with this technology has trouble sleeping. Once they have adverse reactions, this is one of the things that happens. They have too much activity in the brain. There's an EMF, electrical magnetic frequency, bombarding them day and night. And intrusive thoughts that are not their own, that are being transmitted into their head. They cannot sleep, and they have basically a biochip, a Bluetooth signal coming out of their brain, their head. And this has also been tested by somebody, the vaccinator. He has some technology. He uses a Faraday cage and he tests things. I've had a couple clients go to him, and he was so surprised to find they were not emitting a Bluetooth signal. And that's because it had already been detoxed. So it's possible to detox the brain. I mean, I'm doing it in less than 1 week. In just a few days, you can completely detox the brain if you know what right types of supplements to put in the body. I've definitely got a method that's working. Now, how long it takes to detox completely depends on the amount of toxicity in the body and how far this technology has been allowed to replicate and grow. So I just want to say, well, because people are listening, and we've gone about 45 minutes now, but we have a bombshell to drop, maybe a few of them. So I really encourage people to keep on listening, and we're going to expose some things. So I'll hand it back to you, Dr. Young. All right.
But go ahead and talk about this problem, this vector. I mean, you may want to explain what a vector is so people understand that, but this parasitical vector.
Okay. Yeah. So now we're going to segue and start talking about parasites. Because they are injecting people with parasites in these mRNA vaccines, as they call it. So, well, a vector is a carrier system for the mRNA. They use vectors. And what is the vector that they're using? They're using parasitic organisms. They are taking parasites, worms, and transgenic hydras. They first genetically modify them in a laboratory, and they transfect as a single cell of the parasite, and they transfect it, meaning they can delete certain genetic codes and recode new ones with same as they're doing with humans, but first they do it to the parasite, and then they can use cross-species genomics and mix it with other kinds of plasmids that are more toxic, that make the parasite more toxic, like molds, like bacteria, deadly bacteria. So they first transfect that little cell of the parasite and create a new cell line, so that when that cell replicates and grows into a parasite, and then has offspring, they're continuing this new cell line, and they are attaching these parasites, these little cells, single cell parasites, into the lipid coating of graphene oxide nanoparticles, which they are putting into this technology. They can put it into hydrogels. Hydrogels are for their little nanoworms you've seen on masks and PCR swabs.